Thank you for joining Wars of the Rosies, and this is The Garden of Allah by Frater George D. Abraham, an article from Rosicrucian Digest, Volume 16, Number 4, May 1938. The Garden of Allah by Frater George D. Abraham. With the kiss of the sun for pardon, the song of the birds for mirth, one is nearer God's heart in a garden than anywhere else on earth. Whether the poet who sang these lines was a mystic, I know not, though poets often are. Whatever his spiritual caliber, however, a deeper mystical truth underlies his words than perhaps he knew, for nowhere, when we meditate upon it, do we find a more perfect and concise demonstration of the highest cosmic laws than in that patch of cultivated green, be it ever so tiny, that we proudly call our garden. The first law of the garden is growth. Truly, the first law of the cosmos, for all things grow. Nothing is static in all creation, and even change and decay, which seems at first sight to be the very antithesis of growth, are in actuality but the prelude to further expansion, greater expression of consciousness. All growth, moreover, is slow. You cannot watch the ivy climbing the kitchen garden wall any more than you can watch the growth of a soul. God has all eternity for his working day, and his ways are unhurried. How often does the over-anxious neophyte seek to take himself up by the roots every few weeks or months to see if he can detect the spiritual sap rising within him? His garden has a lesson for the neophyte. All growth again is towards the light. Every leaf, every petal strives towards the sun. For them, the source of all life. For us, since the days of Amenhotep IV, the symbol of that greater light, in whose incomprehensible brilliance we shall eventually become absorbed. The second great law of our garden is rhythm. All its manifestations occur in definite cycles arranged with mathematical certitude. First the blade, and then the ear, then the full corn in the ear. Seeds, shots, buds, blossom, fruit, fall, forgetfulness. The 7 ages of man in miniature, and finally the great cycle of rebirth, an apparently dead plant or tree springing into fresh life to complete a further cycle, a fresh coating of leaves and bloom but the same tree. Man also is a hardy perennial, to reverse a well-known occult maxim, as below, so above. Arrayed in some new flesh disguise, the old soul takes the road again. The true graph of evolution on all planes is spiral. We notice too the prevalence of green, not a tree, brush or flower, but shows its share of green. Endless shades and shapes, and almost unimaginable diversity, yet a common unity amongst it all. Not two souls, not two hairs even, are identical in all creation, yet all have a common origin and a common goal. As we meditate further from our summer house window, we realize that we only regard a part of the plant. The essential part, whence the life is drawn, is invisible. The outer manifestation is dependent upon the connection being maintained with the great within, the life of earth, of which it forms an unseparated part. So man must needs have his roots in the eternal soul. As with man too, the life force of the garden is dual. The negative element comes from the soul and water, while air and sunshine convey the positive, spiritual element necessary to complete the triangle and produce the perfect creation of flower or fruit. Then we cannot be blind to the beauty of the garden. Here, of all places, do these invisible workers of the elemental kingdom put forth their best efforts for our delectation. Yet in an earthly garden, all cannot be beautiful. As in the garden of life, there are weeds and worse. Lilies that fester, said a famous Rosicrucian, smell far worse than weeds. And true it is. Yet even a festered lily will fade and die, and a better and brighter bud open and bloom in its place, born anew from the same stem. And for us as Rosicrucians, thoughts of the garden bring us to the symbol of our beloved order, the Queen of Flowers. For the rose is as surely the queen of flowers as the lion is the king of beasts, and sums up for us the lessons of our meditation. May we in our hearts envisage the day when the rose will be plucked forever from the cross, and awaken and in full radiance be our symbol evermore. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.